Hi, my name is Marc Fischer of the project Public Collectors, and in this quick video I'm going to talk a little bit about the idea of one-page zines and the kind of design anatomy of these publications, specifically my own publication, QUARANZINE, which I started just a few weeks ago. QUARANZINE is a response to the coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. And I just want to kind of walk through how this publication is organized visually. So at the top there's the title of the publication, which I picked this kind of urgent looking stencil typeface. Below that is a description of what the project is about, which is a printed space for creative work produced during the COVID-19 pandemic. So everything that follows, from that will be a response to that theme. There are these two bars which frame the content of the front side of the publication. So that is the space of whoever the contributor is, or my own space if it's my issue. Every issue at the very bottom, there's an issue number. This is number 15. There's the date that it was produced, which includes the year. Always include the year when you make things, unless there's really a good reason not to, because it's amazing how quickly you'll forget when you made something as you produce lots of publications. Flipping this over, the text continues up until, again, another bar on the bottom. And then there's an informational text at the very bottom, which reads, "QUARANZINE is edited and printed at home in Chicago, Illinois by Public Collectors, www.publiccollectors.org. My contact email, marc@publiccollectors.org. And then I usually include a little 3-word phrase, which is somehow a comment on the rest of the text. This particular text is about a Chihuahua named Floyd and his perspective as he navigates the pandemic, specifically that his immune system is extra strong from eating things like pizza covered in vomit off the side of the road. So the little text at the bottom there says, "Vomit's best friend." Just to give a couple more examples, this issue is entirely visual for the most part. It's about the phenomena of latex gloves, which are now littering the streets and sidewalks all over my neighborhood as people try to protect themselves from the virus. This photo was taken and inverted in Photoshop. And so it really emphasizes the shape of the glove rather than the ground around it. Also uses less ink. The back, 2 more examples, and a short text just providing some context for what these images are. In this publication, I really strive to have a certain level of clarity, no matter how strange the content might be. One more example, another more text-heavy public issue. This one is an interview with the zine publisher Matthew Thompson of Fluke Zine. Fluke is a zine that he's been publishing for almost 30 years. And this is just an interview that we conducted over email. We set aside a time. I emailed him a question. He responded. I pasted that into the layout in InDesign. I asked him another question. He would respond. I pasted that into the layout again. And we just went back and forth until we finished the amount of space we had. So once again, design consistency. And these are designed, the text is usually large enough that, this has quite a lot of text, but usually it's large enough that it could be something that maybe you could read if it was just taped to a utility pole or the side of a dumpster in a bus shelter, which is typically where I've been posting these. Also, I've been sharing them on social media, so I try to have text that's large enough that if someone's staring at their phone, they probably have to enlarge the image a little bit, but not too much. So that's a quick run through of this one-page zine. And I hope that helps maybe give some sense of how a single sheet of paper can be a complete publication.